Excellent, but less
cut.
arms. Yeah, less arms.
Okay, so do I just do like right here? Yeah. No, less not arms. Okay.
Well, yeah, less arms.
Okay, less arms. Hey guys, welcome to VX2TV. My name is Stephanie Lusk and we're here today with Feed Me Fridays. So today we're going to be making a vegan spinach and artichoke dip made of tofu sour cream. I'm going to show you how to actually prepare real artichokes so you're not buying the packaged kind, and it's going to be super delicious. So make sure to not miss an episode, to hit our post notifications. You can also subscribe right here, and don't forget to like and share. Is that it?
Oh, no, now you're gonna actually make food.
Okay, now I'm making food. So first we have our artichokes. Are actually an edible flower that were cultivated so that we could eat them. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off these little bits. I've already rinsed them off and washed them. So the reason why we're taking these off is because they're inedible. So these are actually immature artichokes, and that's why you can eat them. Once they start to bloom, they actually turn into a beautiful purple flower. So I'm sure you've seen thistles before. That's actually what they look like. So right now, as I'm doing this, we're making sure that we're boiling some water to get ready to put these into. Oh, he loves me? He loves me not. He loves me? Oh, that was a hard love me. I don't think he loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. Let's get real here. So we're gonna also cut off the ends of our little stalks. And now we need a pair of scissors. So my sous chef in the back is gonna grab me a pair of scissors out of the drawer. Now we're gonna cut off about 1.5 inches of the tops so that you're exposing it. And then once these are opened up, we're gonna start trimming the spikes. So the reason why we're trimming the spikes is because they're hard and spiky and we don't wanna eat them. So, well, this is the fun part for me. Whoever's cleaning up afterwards, I'm sorry, because this is gonna be fun for you. So see how these have a little triangle top to them? You're gonna wanna cut all of those off. But I find it's a little bit easier if you just turn it as you go, and eventually it'll be all cut up. Just like that. Once you're done all these, I'm gonna put these off to the side, and kitchen magic is gonna make this happen. While the artichokes are getting rid of their little spiky points, we're gonna start on the spinach because it's important that we get that going, because once we cook it out, we're actually gonna be pressing out all the moisture from it and putting it in the fridge so it cools down. So it's about the same temperature as the vegan sour cream that we're gonna be making. We're gonna start doing our garlic. So I don't know about you, but I really like garlic a lot. It's really healthy for you. It's the same as turmeric, ginger, onions. Those are all really healthy vegetables. Again, whoever's cleaning up afterwards, I'm sorry, because this is gonna be a disaster. So the fast way to be able to cut up garlic is you just squish it with the back of your knife. You just take each of these and you're gonna put your flat part of the knife, you're gonna press it down, and it actually cracks all the skin off, and it's super easy just to take it off. So garlic is really good because it's detoxifying, and it really helps get all of the bad drinking chemicals. I'm making up facts right now from personal experiences. Weekends, after this weekend, we're gonna eat lots of garlic. There's actually a garlic festival in Gilroy, I think it's called, California. Again, California is the capital of the world for garlic, just like artichokes is. So I guess this is probably a very popular dish there. But apparently, as you come to the the festival, you can smell it down the road. Oh jeez. Okay, so we're all good. It had a wrapping on it, a natural wrapping, so we don't have to wash it off. So I think this is enough garlic for now. More so because I'm too lazy to cut up the rest of it. We're just gonna cut it up into chunks just because it's going to be going in the food processor anyways. Oh yeah, kitchen magic. So I'm almost finished with my artichokes that I've been preparing. Under here, bring it up over here. So I'm almost finished with my artichokes that I've been preparing. This is hard, guys. I'm multitasking like that, but we're making it happen because we're hungry. And our water is boiling. Is our water boiling? Almost. Okay, the water is almost boiling. So, because the water is almost boiling, we're actually gonna salt it and put some lemon in there. You never wanna put the pits of the lemons inside the water. These are the 2 points that have the most amount of pesticides and bacteria. And actually, we're gonna be using a lemon for our sauce. So we're gonna be saving half of that for our sauce later on. And when it comes to this one, I'm just gonna cut it like this. Grab a little handful of salt. Well, actually, it's a pretty big handful of salt, and away we go. We're gonna put a bunch of salt. Rule of thumb is that when you salt water, you want it to taste like the ocean. And we're just gonna put some lemon in there. The last thing that we have to do is make sure that we go around the stems, and you're gonna be taking off the outside layer of the stems, just because it's woody, and you wanna get that inside piece. You wanna be able to see the whiteness. No more green. Now that our artichokes have been properly skinned along the stem, they've had all the little parts, the tops all cut, and the top cut, we're gonna head over to our stove, and now we're gonna start the cooking action. And action. So now that we have our artichokes, they're all prepared, we're gonna put them in the boiling water. So we're just gonna put them in there. We're gonna let them go for about 15-20 minutes. While our artichokes are being prepared, we're gonna start on our spinach that also goes in the dip. So we have the olive oil that we're gonna put in. And first we're gonna start off with our garlic. So I cut it up pretty chunky just because it's gonna be going in the food processor, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna stir it around, make sure that all the different pieces of garlic are coated in oil, because that's going to make sure that they all cook evenly. They should make perfume or something of garlic. I used to say the same thing about Popeye's chicken skin. But then I became vegan, so you can't really say that anymore. A little bit of salt to make it sweat out. So we're not gonna let this go that long, just because garlic cooks pretty quickly and it burns pretty easily. That's why you don't normally want to put it at the same time that you put in onions. Nice and fragrant. While we're letting that go, we're gonna stir around our artichokes. And we're gonna make sure that they all have a chance to be submerged in the water and get nice and heated up. So now we're gonna put on top of our garlic. The spinach is gonna be wilting. Let's tell some jokes. What did the grape say? Well, when the elephant sat on it.
Squish.
It let out a little whine.
Oh. Bad jokes.
Was that bad? All right, we're gonna get back to cooking now. I want you guys to still be with me at the end of this. So now we're gonna start to stir around the spinach. The nice thing about spinach, actually, I don't know if it's so nice that it starts off really big and then there's not that much afterwards. Why don't we do some TV magic and we'll come back when it's all cooked. We're back. We have our nice wilted spinach. You want it to still have a nice green color like that and not pulverized and demolished. So this is a tofu press that I got online. It's the best tofu press I've ever found, and the best thing about it is that you don't have to use it just for tofu. So I'm actually gonna be putting I'm gonna pour, not scoop, my spinach into this tofu press. And we're gonna get all the moisture, because in our spinach dip, we don't want to have a ton of water and oil and everything into it, because it's already gonna have all of that from our other ingredients. All right, every last bit, garlic. Oh. I wish there was a dog here to clean up everything on the floor. And we're good. We're gonna put everything in there. So the cool thing about this is that it presses down and you actually use these little parts on the side to use the elastics. Pressed. So we're gonna throw that through TV magic into the fridge, and that's gonna get cooled down to go into our vegan artichoke and sour cream dip. And so we got our artichokes over here. So they're looking pretty good. Probably a little bit longer because you want to make sure that they're cooked all the way inside. Now we're gonna get started on the sour cream component of our dish. And we will be right back with that. And here we are. So you have some beautiful artichokes that are nice and hot. So we're gonna wait a little bit for them to cool. But in the meantime, I think that we can just like cut them. I think it'll make them, no, we don't cut them. Cold water first. I just want to make them cool down faster. Okay, so now that our artichokes have cooled, and they're beautiful, I think I'm just gonna peel them because it's gonna be easier for me. Normally when I cut them in half, that's when I serve them to people where they're gonna be eating these petals, but because we're not eating these petals, what I mean by that. So see these petals? This is a little bit of artichoke meat, so you can actually eat it right off, and that's it. But this part, you throw away. So, sorry Tatiana. I'm just gonna tear them off right from here. Nice and easy. So all the outside petals are really inedible. So you can only kind of eat that piece of meat that's close to the base. And that's what a lot of people eat for the artichokes, is that they dip it in something and eat it like that. I'm not gonna throw this one. But as you get closer to the base, the petals are actually a lot more tender, and you can eat those. Do you see the heart here? The heart is the middle part. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna core off the middle part. Inside, there's actually a bearded kind of hairy part, and once I pull it out, you're gonna see, it doesn't sound so nice. So see how the top there has a bunch of hair? We don't want that. That's the bristly, gross part. Just like a thistle. Remember how earlier I said that this is like a flower and it turns out like a thistle? That's actually what the part that turns into a flower. And there we are. There's your artichoke heart. But, however, for our artichoke dip, because the hearts are like a little bit more solid than the rest of it, we're just gonna eat it and save it for later for us to eat when we get hungry, when the rest of it's cooking. And you're actually gonna take each of the different leaves and you're gonna scrape off the meat that you're gonna be using for our spinach artichoke dip. So you're gonna put your knife here and you're just gonna take all the little pieces off. And this is what I meant by it's pretty tedious, but don't you worry. Oh, he's gonna come in and start to do it.
Kitchen magic.
Okay, kitchen magic.
So, 90 degree.
He's much better at it than I am. I'm just good at eating it.
So I'm a kitchen magic elf, and I'm not supposed to be on camera. If you hold the knife perpendicular to the surface and scrape away, you can get the meat out just like that. And you can actually reverse the leaf and take out the rest from the top as well, although there's less at the top. You can see it sort of shreds out something like that.
So, just a point though, he's actually a surgeon, that's why he's so good with knives. I'm just better with my hands. And we'll be right back with all of this prepared for you. All right, now that we have our artichokes prepared by TV Magic, we have all the artichoke meat, we have our spinach that we've pressed out all the water using this tofu press. Ooh. Looks really nice, so you can see it here. And what we're gonna start with is our tofu. So we have medium firm tofu. We're gonna put it into our food processor. I just use my hands because I like to use my hands, like I mentioned before. So we have our juicer. We want to make sure that we don't get any seeds into our sour cream because nobody wants seeds in their sour cream. Okay, so this is where fitness comes into play. The acidity is gonna give it that sour cream kind of flavor. You might notice that I don't follow a recipe, so we're gonna keep on tasting it to make sure it tastes good. So we're gonna put a little splash of apple cider vinegar in there, a little squirt of Dijon mustard. We're gonna put some nutritional yeast. So the cool thing about nutritional yeast is that it has B12s in it. So you can only find B12s in animal-based proteins. So that's why a lot of vegans, they end up being very deficient in it. But this has a lot of B12s in it, and it also tastes just like cheese. But not too much because sour cream isn't really a cheese. A little, we're gonna wash our hands. We're gonna put a little bit of salt in here. Make sure it's well salted. And now we're ready for the magic. So let's put on the food processor! Hopefully they put on some good music for you at that time, or else it just looks like I'm dancing to a food processor. But let's taste it. Oh, okay. I think this is gonna TV magic. Okay, it needs to be sourer. So we're gonna put a little bit more apple cider vinegar in here. Put a little bit more salt. I think I could probably use some more mustard too for that tang. And I think that should be good. And here we go. Nice and smooth. Well, not me, the secretary. New spoon. Okay, that's way better. All right, so now that's a nice smooth consistency, we're gonna put in our pressed spinach and garlic. Just gonna plop it in there. Oh, actually, oops, all the moisture that I squeezed out. We're gonna, TV magic, sorry. With TV magic, we're gonna spill out all the moisture. I don't know if you can see this at home, but this is what we're doing. Oh, it doesn't seem to be too much. Okay, moisture out. That'll be fine. It'll just be very moist spinach. Thank you. So, spinach, garlic in. We're gonna put in our artichokes, all the beautiful artichokes. Okay, and this is where it actually starts to look like spinach dip. So I know so far you guys have been a little bit hesitant about you know, being on track with this, but that's okay because here we go. Ready. So, oh, that looks really good. It sounds like I didn't expect it to, but it looks amazing. And for all of you at home, this is what it looks like your regular spinach dip. So we're gonna press down the sides. We're gonna let it go one more time just to make sure that all the chunks are all out of it. Oh. I'm getting a little bit tired here. The dancing is coming to an end. So here we have our spinach dip. We're gonna put it into our bowl. Okay, well, don't worry. Once it's baked, it's in the oven, it will taste good no matter how it looks. This is what we have, and we're gonna go to the oven and put it in, and I'll be right back. All right, here we are. We're at the finish line, guys. It was a long journey to get here, but we're gonna get to try our spinach and artichoke dip. Oh my goodness. It smells really good. Since I see the steam on that, I'm gonna cool it off a little bit.
Let's give it a try.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Taste test.
We're tasting it.
Vegan stuff.
Cheers.
That's pretty good. Oh, look what it is. Kitchen magic.
Kitchen elf is here.
That's hard to describe. It's different from like the regular artichoke dip. The mayonnaise isn't the same, but it's very good. It's almost like
You wanna try it?
cheesies. Like a cheesy flavored mixed with artichoke dip.
Come on,
He
fellow
likes it.
vegan.
He really likes
knows.
it.
He's half smiling. I think that's a good sign.
So, we could eat this for hours, but you guys definitely want to try this at home. So, easy to make, delicious, and vegan, and healthy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe right here. If you want to see our new posts, you can see our notifications here, and like and share. Follow me on Instagram, Stephanie Lusk, and
Official Stephanie
the
Lusk.
official Stephanie Lusk.